going on, everybody? Spunky 991 coming guys another video. Coming at you guys with my Eagles Cowboys Week 17 preview. So the Eagles come to this game after a loss to the Washington Commanders in Week 16. A loss in which the Eagles they were in there with Washington to the very end. They had a shot to win it. They probably should have won it, but unfortunately a drop by Devontae Smith. Eagles having to settle for a field goal. Washington goes down the field, scores a game-winning touchdown. Just like when we played the Falcons earlier this season, could have had that game wrapped up had Saquon Barkley caught that wide-open pass and converted for a first down. Of course, early in the game, Jalen Hurts went out with a concussion, never came back. Then you have the leader of the secondary, especially C.J. Gardner-Johnson, get ejected from the game because of two ejections. They ejected him from the game. Then you have Jordan Davis get banged up a little bit. Then you have Josh Sweat go out. Jacoby Dean go out, although he did come back. Like, that game right there, it was just so many things were happening against the Eagles in that game. And even so, even with all the things that was going against the Eagles still had a shot to win that game. Now, there are opportunities the Eagles had. I was a little bit tough on the defense in my post-game recap, but the defense did get 5 turnovers in that game. They turned the ball over. The problem was our offense, which Kenny Pickett was the quarterback, could not get that ball in the end zone, had to keep settling for field goals. Eventually, constantly settling for field goals is going to come back and bite you. And ultimately, that played a big role in why the Eagles were not able to get that win. Had they won that game, the Eagles would have clinched the NFC East. They would have clinched the division. And they would have still very much been in the running for the number 1 seed in the NFC playoffs. Now, while the Eagles are not officially out of the running for the number 1 seed, at this point it is very unlikely that they're going to get the number 1 seed. Just keeping it real. A lot would have to go in the Eagles' favor in order for them to get that number 1 seed. They have roughly about a 5% chance to get number 1 seed. Now the focus has to be, 1, beating the Dallas Cowboys, win the NFC East, and win out to make sure that we at least get that 2nd or 3rd seed. Right now, if the season ended today, the Eagles will be in a rematch against the Washington Commanders in the playoffs. And quite frankly, I actually want that rematch for the Washington Commanders, quite frankly, because that game, Washington fans, and they're going to be celebrating, jump for joy over that game, but ultimately, not having Jalen Hurts out there, we saw just how important he is to our offense. How important he is to the Eagles offense. Then losing C.J. Gardner-Johnson and so on. It just wasn't the same without those guys. So, we beat Washington the first game of the season when we played them in Philadelphia. They got us in Washington. But that game right there, the Eagles were on their way to possibly putting up 40 points on Washington that game. 21 points scored in that first half. After that, it was just field goal after field goal after field goal after field goal. But coulda, woulda, shoulda. The Washington game's behind us. The important thing is to beat these Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. Now, the Dallas Cowboys coming to this game, they are eliminated from playoff contention due to Washington beating the Eagles. That eliminated the Cowboys from making the playoffs. Any chance of making the playoffs. Dallas Cowboys got a win on Monday night against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Didn't expect that to happen. I thought the Buccaneers were going to win that game, but Dallas Cowboys beat the Buccaneers. So coming to this game, they will love nothing more than to continue to play spoiler for teams, because by beating the Buccaneers, that kicked the Buccaneers out of the out of their division lead. Right now, the Atlanta Falcons are the leader in the NFC South. I still ultimately think that the Buccaneers are gonna win that division and be in the playoffs ultimately. But for this week, it kicked them out. The Atlanta Falcons, if the season starts today, will be in the playoffs. So, yeah, the Dallas Cowboys would love nothing more than to play spoiler yet again for a team. Especially a hated division rival like our Eagles. And like I said in that recap, man, I want this bad. I want to sweep the Cowboys bad. We have not swept the Dallas Cowboys since 2011. 13 years since the Eagles last beat the Cowboys twice in 1 year. Since then, it has been mostly they take one, we take one. But they've had a couple years where they swept us in the regular season. It's time to change the tides. It's time for us to sweep them. I don't care that they don't have Dak Prescott. I don't care. I absolutely do not care that they don't have Trayvon Diggs out there. I don't care. I want to sweep the Dallas Cowboys because it's been a long time coming since we beat this team twice in a year. A very long time coming. And like I said, they're gonna come into this game fired up, wanting to play spoiler for the Eagles, but we cannot allow that to happen. Now, there's been no word yet on whether or not Jalen Hurts will play in this game, but if I had to take a guess, I think Jalen Hurts is playing. Jalen Hurts wanted to come back against Washington. If he had it his way, he would have been back on that field against Washington. But it was not his decision. The team and the league, they made that call and said, no, concussion protocol, you cannot go back out there. So I know Jalen Hurts is busting his ass to show that, yes, I'm ready to go against the Cowboys. He's going to do everything he can to be out there against the Cowboys. And I think ultimately, once he clears protocol this week, concussion protocol, he will be out there against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. That's my prediction on that. Now, I'm going to stick with the reverse psychology. Obviously, this week it didn't work. You know, Washington got lucky and won that game. Let's just call it what it is. But I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to just say, for the hell of it, the Cowboys win this game by a score of 24-21. Field goal. They have, in my opinion, right now, the best kicker in the league in Aubrey. I would say, for years, I would say that it was Justin Tucker, but he's had an up and down year. I will put Jake Elliott up there for years, but Jake Elliott has been so up and down this season. Right now, Brendan Aubrey is, in my opinion, the best kicker in the league. So I say he kicks a field goal to win the game. Now, remember, that's reverse psychology. That is crossing my fingers. That's not the case. That the Eagles handle their business and they win this game. Now, the keys to victory are very, very simple. Cowboys don't have much of a running game. Zeke has not been what the Cowboys were hoping he would be on his return back to Dallas. And Dalvin Cook has been relatively ineffective as well at running back for the Dallas Cowboys. So, take away the running game for the Cowboys. Force Cooper Rush to have to put that ball in the air. Make sure that his favorite target, the best receiver on that team, obviously, the best receiver on that team, CeeDee Lamb, is accounted for and covered at all times. Do not let CeeDee Lamb take over the game. He's one of those guys that if you allow him to take over the game, then you're in for a long day. You have to make sure that he is accounted for at all times. Brandon Cooks is another wide receiver for the Cowboys. Speedy guy. Very speed. He has a lot of speed to him. We gotta make sure that the receivers are covered. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Darius Slay. Secondary is definitely gotta be on they gotta be on the A game in this game, because the Cowboys definitely do have quite some weapons in that passing game. But take away the running game. Make sure that we get the pressure on Cooper Rush and we hit him often in this game. Force him to have to try and win the game with his arm. If we can get the pressure on the Cowboys, I like our D-line matching up against their O-line. The Dallas Cowboys O-line is pretty old. They're aging. I like our chances of getting the pressure on Cooper Rush, and hopefully forcing a turnover or two in this game. Now, offensively, run the damn ball. That will take a lot of pressure off Jalen Hurts, who I expect to play. If he doesn't play, then obviously it'll be Kenny Pickett, but run the ball. Saquon Barkley has a very good shot of breaking Eric Dickerson's 40-year rushing record. I'm not saying run the ball just for that. That'd be great. But it would take a lot of pressure off the quarterback if we can get the running game going early. And I do believe we can. I do think we can run the ball quite effectively on this Dallas Cowboys D-line. Run that ball. That will open up things in the passing game. Grant Calcaterra, Dallas Goedert, if he's out there. Of course, Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and Jahan Dotson. Protect the football. No fumbles, no interceptions. Protect the football. There was a big interception last week against Washington that set them up for a touchdown. We can't have that against the Dallas Cowboys. Run that ball. That will open up things in the passing game, eventually in the passing game. So, like I said, I believe 100% that Jalen Hurts is playing this game. Obviously, there could be a chance that he's not. So, if that's not the case, then Kenny Pickett be the guy again. O-line has definitely got to make sure that we have Micah Parsons accounted for at all times. Micah Parsons is one of the better pass rushers in the league. Do not let him get anywhere near our quarterback in this game. So, yeah, I'm picking the Cowboys to win out of reverse psychology, 24-21. But obviously, crossing my fingers that it goes the opposite way. You know, it's hard to believe it's been 13 years since the Eagles have swept this team in the regular season. It's been 13 years, 2011 season, since the Eagles beat them twice a year. Let's change that on Sunday. Let's change that on Sunday. This was initially supposed to be a 4 o'clock game, but it got moved up to 1 o'clock now. And I know a lot of Eagles fans I've been seeing are disappointed at that. It's not a late afternoon game. This Eagles fan right here is ecstatic that it's not. I prefer early afternoon games. I prefer getting the Eagles game over with and then just kicking back and relaxing and just watching the other teams play. That's just my personal preference. I know a lot of other people would disagree with that, but that's my personal preference. I'm glad the game is at 1 o'clock. That means I can sit back, watch Eagles football at 1 o'clock, cheer them on, and hope that they get the W, clinch their NFC East, and then sit back and watch what other games are after that. So, yeah, keys to victory are always the same, man. Offense, special teams, defense, everybody has to do their job. Coaching decisions obviously make a big factor, and I would say this about Nick Sirianni. I've been a big Nick Sirianni critic, but I think his coaching decisions in recent weeks have been very good. I have to give props where it's due. I think he's been a lot smarter with his coaching decisions. He hasn't been too over aggressive like he tends to be. He knows when to be aggressive, and he knows when not to be aggressive. So, Coach Sirianni, I've been one of your biggest critics, but I give you props for your coaching decision in recent weeks. But everybody has to do their job. Offense, special teams, defense. Everybody has to be in sync, and everybody has to do their job. Let's go out there and beat these Dallas Cowboys. I want that sweep so bad. I can't even stress how badly I want to sweep the Dallas Cowboys. It has been a long time coming. There is no team in this league that I despise more than the Dallas Cowboys. I want to sweep the Dallas Cowboys. Let's do it this Sunday. Let's go ahead and wrap up the NFC East. And who knows? Maybe just maybe we might have something go our way. Maybe just maybe I'll hope for the number 1 seed. It's not quite over. I don't believe we're gonna win it, but in this league, any given Sunday, you just never know. You just never know. We'll see what happens. But only thing the Eagles can really worry about is controlling our destiny. Controlling what we can control, and that's finishing out the regular season strong and going into the playoffs strong. But there you have it, man. There's my preview for this game. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. As always, go Birds. Spunky 1991 is out of here. Flag will fly. Peace.
To victory. That's all, folks.